Apparently, Mom wants me to have a Robert Sabuda pop-up book collection because last year for my birthday she got me this Beauty and the Beast one, and then for Christmas she gave me the Alice's Adventures in Wonderland one, and then this year for my birthday she gave me the Chronicles of Narnia one. Surprise! So this pop-up book has 7 spreads that feature something from each of the 7 books, and it's done in what I believe to be the correct order, starting with The Magician's Nephew. It doesn't go into a lot of detail in the writing about the books. It's more like the Cliff's Notes of each book, with a little paragraph summary, but it includes the gist of the actual story and also the gist of the allegory that Lewis was trying to communicate. This page is my favorite. It's obviously the one for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I just love the detail of all those trees and the White Witch's castle in the background, and you've got Mr. Tumnus in the foreground over there, and the lamppost, which has a kind of iridescent paper at the light, and I wish you could see the detail more of the trees and the sparkly. This whole thing sparkles, and when it's under the right light, it is just so beautiful, and I wish you could see it. The next page is for The Horse and His Boy, and I'm glad it's where it is because it belongs there. It does belong in the series. I used to feel like it was kind of random until I heard an audiobook excerpt that made me rethink that thought. And then when I reread the series a couple years ago, I realized that The Horse and His Boy is actually my favorite. So I'm really glad to see it here, not just brushed aside. Here's the page for Prince Caspian. I have a little trouble getting this page to stand upright because there's so many folds and cuts. It's so intricate that it just doesn't want to cooperate, and that's a risk that you take with these Sabuda things. But it is a nice page. It has nice little foil work and stuff. Flying right along to The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. It's a really nice 3-dimensional ship with fabric and string and the iridescent paper and little mini, I think that's Caspian, and that must be Eustace, and then here's a mini, I guess that's Edmund and Lucy, although Edmund looks kind of like a girl. And there's Reepicheep in the side flap. The next page is for the silver chair, and to be honest, I have a hard time remembering which one is the silver chair. If I put my mind to it, I can remember a few things, but oddly enough, these owls, they're not one of the things, which is odd because I like owls, so you'd think I'd remember, but I don't. They must have been important since he chose them to be the feature illustration. I got nothing, but it is a nice illustration, and I like it. This last page is dedicated to the last battle, or rather the last chapter of the last battle. The center features a cluster of some of the characters you've come to know and love over the course of the 7 books, and in the background is Sabuda's depiction of what Aslan's country might look like, and it is just a stunningly painted. And under this flap is Reepicheep standing at the gates, which are so intricately cut and decorated with a gold foil, and this whole book is just fascinating and a very well done tribute, I think, to C.S. Lewis's books. Sabuda does a nice job of treating each book as an individual adventure, but also as part of a whole, and I really appreciate that. It is important to note, however, that whereas the Beauty and the Beast and the Wonderland ones actually retold the story in an abbreviated form and had a lot of text for the pop-ups, this does not retell the Chronicles of Narnia. It's just a brief summary. So if you actually want to get to know the story, this isn't the way to do it, but it is a very nice illustrated accompaniment. Thanks for watching this little tour.